Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, straight, hot off the presses. First of all, housekeeping. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Uh, Everything is rolling down the banner. If you want to support this channel for the free, hit that like button. Also subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of different movies, television series that I have reviewed, and also my pop culture chats. If you want to support this channel monetarily, the Cash App is scrolling down the bottom and memberships are open. Listen, let me share my screen. You see the title. Ja, the quote unquote gay Tupac conviction has been overturned. Let's read this article by Variety. Let's read this article by Variety. Good goodness. So, if you all remember back during the pandemic, uh, Jussie Smollet said that he was attacked. And I think he said that a rope was placed around his neck. Um, on one of the coldest nights in Chicago. He was walking to go to Subway. I think he was filming in Chicago. He was walking to the Subway because this is when he was on Empire. And he was walking to a Subway restaurant around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was attacked. And he was beat up. I'm trying to remember if there was any excrements placed on him, and I think that there was a noose placed on him. Then we find out that the Osamindaro twins were the one that he hired, those twins to to enact this this scenario, because he had earlier he had been receiving hate mail and threats via the studio, and he felt like, now this is according to what was, as I remember saying. So he I don't know if he said it in his statement, but according to what they had presented, that he thought that because he had received different threats from the studio and they weren't taking it seriously, this scenario was cooked up so that the threats that he had received through the studio, that he felt the studio didn't take as seriously, um, would jump would jump up in the queue so that the studio would take seriously. So let's go ahead and read this Variety article. That was just the background information, and he was convicted for lying to the police. So he has been appealing this situation since that time he was convicted. I think he was supposed to spend like a year in prison and or a year in jail. So let's read this real quick. It was written by Elise Schaefer, and this is from Variety. Jussie Smollett conviction overturned in alleged hate crime hoax. Jussie Smollet's conviction in an alleged hate crime hoax was overturned on Thursday by the Illinois Supreme Court. The Empire actor was convicted in December 2021 of 5 felony counts of disorderly conduct for allegedly staging a hate crime against himself, and was sentenced the following year to 150 days in county jail plus 30 months of probation and $130,000 in restitution. In December 2023, a state appellate court rejected his bid for an appeal, and it was ruled that he would have to serve his full sentence, 6 days of which he served before being free pending appeal. Earlier this year, the Illinois Supreme Court agreed to hear his appeal. So he spent a total of 6 days in jail. So let's continue. On January 19th, Smollet told police he was attacked outside of the Chicago apartment building by two men who called him racist and homophobic slurs and placed a noose around his neck. Okay. After an investigation, the police alleged that Smollet had paid two acquaintances to stage the assault, and a grand jury charged him with a Class 4 felony for filing a false police report. In March 2019, all charges were dropped by the Cook County state's attorneys. Reached a deal with his defense team that included Smollet taking part in community service and forfeiting a $10,000 bond. So we did hear that that all the charges were dropped and that he was forfeiting a bond. However, following the controversy, because you remember there was this big brouhaha where the what was his name, Rob Emanuel, who was the mayor at the time, and the police, they felt like they had been hoodwinked and bamboozled, and so the state of Illinois conducted a separate inquiry into the matter with a special prosecutor, because they also said that the district attorney, the Illinois district attorney at that time, I don't know if she was the state district attorney or was she the district attorney for the county that Chicago stays in. He made that deal with her, and I think her name was Kim at the time. I can't think of what her last name was, but they made a deal. Robbie Baguel and all of them didn't think that that was appropriate. They thought that maybe she had ties to him, so therefore they conducted their own investigation. And so, following the controversy over the dropping the charges, the state of Illinois conducted a separate inquiry into the matter with a special prosecutor who indicted Smollet again in February 20. And then in November of 2021, he was found guilty. All right. In an opinion released on Thursday via the Chicago Tribune, the Illinois, let's see if we can find that. The Illinois Supreme Court found that special prosecutor's decision to retry Smollet violated his rights. We are aware that this case had generated significant public interest and that many people were dissatisfied with the resolution of the original case and believed it to be unjust, the court opinion reads, according to the Chicago Tribune. Nevertheless, what would be more unjust that the resolution of any one criminal case would be a holding from this court that the state was not bound to honor agreements upon which people have detrimentally relied. So, in other words, if I'm reading this correctly, they're saying that once that deal was made and that was adjudicated, that them coming back and then prosecuting him again could basically be double jeopardy. Y'all let me know, my legal eagle people. Let's see. So let's read what Chicago says. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'm just putting it there, but I went to the Chicago Tribune and it was written by Madeline Buckley. Let me do this. I'll share this tab instead. Okay, so it says here in the Chicago Tribune, I wanted to read what the High Court's decision turns another page and perhaps the most controversial and closely watched low-level felony case in Illinois recent history. And here it is. We're going to read what they said. We are aware that this case has generated significant public interest and that many people were dissatisfied with the resolution of the original case, which was he forfeited the $10,000 and that it was dismissed. The opinion says, nevertheless, what would be more unjust than the resolution of any one criminal case would be a holding from this court that the state was not bound to honor agreements upon which have been detrimentally relied on. Let's go down here. I know there was a little more piece to that. Here it is. This is the Supreme Court. Finally, it defies credulity to believe that defendant would agree to forfeit $10,000 with the understanding that the Cook County, the CCSAO, the Cook County State Attorney's Office, could simply re-indict him the following day. The court wrote an opinion. The initial hate crime, we just went that. So, in other words, I guess that they just decided that if there was already a resolution to the case, them coming back and then recharging him was not the tea. So, what do y'all think about this? Oh, Jussie has escaped. He appealed his conviction and won. So What do y'all think about that? What do you all remember this? Because this was in the height of the pandemic when we were watching all of this and how all of this unfolded. What do y'all think? Would you think that this was just? You think the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court made the right decision? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care, y'all. The gay Tupac is free. All right. You know how we end this. Please share this video if you care. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. And as always, people, bye-bye.